you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome everybody to video number 3 on the day. It has been a very good day. Had an epic live stream where I got the champion 2. And I don't normally do 3 videos in a day, but Peakmonsters just came out with an update today. And I feel like I need to finally do this video and cover it because this is very important for end of season rentals. And right now we've got about 12 hours left in the season. So this is when a lot of people are scrambling to try and rent power, and Peakmonsters has made it easier. So some of you won't be seeing this video until after this season, but it still applies to future seasons as well. I'm sure it's going to stick around. And I actually want to talk about more than just end of season renting. I want to talk about managing your rentals overall, whether you're an owner and you're renting out the cards, or whether you're a renter and you're trying to find additional cards, whether it's to play in tournaments, to play in rank play, whatever it is, power, whatever you want. Peakmonsters makes it very, very easy. So let's go in first and let's talk about the end of season rentals. If you're trying to rent power, how can you do that on Peakmonsters? Because they just added an update and it makes it pretty simple here, pretty simple. So let's go into the rent tab, and this is going to be how we can search for cards, and they've got over here on the right side, you can select different filters, but what they have now is the CP, so that's power per DEC per day. So we can sort by this, and now if you're looking for power, you can see, so that's very low power. Shin-low is not a very effective way to rent power, but you can come down here and you can find, maybe it'll sort, there we go, it'll sort, and you can find higher sources of power. Now, if you're looking at the very top, it's gonna be hard right now because there's so many people. You see like a really good deal pop up, everybody's trying to snag it. It's going to be pretty difficult, and some of these are inflated by the fact that they are low power cards to begin with. So yeah, maybe it's a great deal in terms of power per DEC, but if it's only a 5 power card, okay, so maybe it's a 5 power card that's being rented out for 0.1 DEC, and that's 50 power per DEC, but yeah, it's gonna take you a ton of cards like that, so that might not be what you want. So one of the easiest ways might be, and by the way, you click on this right here on rental options, you can click on here, you can scroll down, and you can kind of find the one, I bet that one's not still there. We will see, because everybody's snatching these up. A lot of times it'll be, but like a gold promo can be a good way to find. Oh, right there. So right there, and you can see, so it's 120 power, but that's 0.1 DEC. So yeah, if you need 120 power, you want to go grab that card right there. You'll come over here, you'll put it in your cart, and you'll come up here, click on it, and you'll rent it. You can change the duration, you can pay with credits, you can pay with DEC, whatever you want, and you will rent it. So if you're looking for a modest amount of power, that's a good deal right there. But a lot of you probably are wanting more power at once, right? So let's kind of clear that. You can go over here and you can sort by legendary, sort by epic, whatever you want. So there is this chart out here. There's a bunch of different charts, but if you're trying to rent power, you can go to this chart. You can find it in my Discord server if you want. That'll be linked in the description. Come to my Discord server. It's one of the pinned messages, so you can find it very easily. You can find it, I think it's pinned on the official Splinterlands server as well. You can find it all over the place. But you can come here and you can look at this chart to see how much power you need. So let's say you need 10,000 power, for example. Well, right here, gold, a gold untamed border, whether it's dice untamed or one of the reward borders for untamed, will have 10,000 power. So let's go in here and let's just filter by that. So you can filter, let's see, what did we say? Hold on, which I already forget. See, I've got the memory of a goldfish. That was an epic gold. That's what I forgot to add in there. Epic gold. So let's find a level 1. Epic, let's go. I'm trying to make a video here. Cooperate. I'm trying to promote your website. There we go. It works really well, guys. Usually when there's errors, it's because there's errors on Splinterlands side, or errors on my own computer. I didn't click legendary. It's like it knows I'm trying to make a video. Gold, there we go. Click on gold, right there. Okay, so now we've got gold epics. So this will be, and we'll come back here, we'll sort. I don't know if it sorts automatically or if I need to refresh it. No, it looked like it was already sorted there. So we can find like Grenadier here. We can see 500. You can find 500 CP. So power right there per DEC. So coming in renting this for 19 DEC. That's a pretty good deal right there. That is a really good deal. So go in there and steal that, and we just found a good deal. Now, by the time we get in here and buy it, maybe it'll be gone. Somebody else may have taken that, but if you have to, you can scroll down a little bit. So normally we're more in this 50, 60 range, that type of thing. And so that would be one option, but you can also go here and you can look at, okay, what's another way to get 10,000? Okay, 1,000, a legendary card from the same set is 1,000, so maybe we should find a max one of those, and let's look at the price and just kind of compare prices to see what's the best deal. Now, if you find something like that, you want to try and snatch it right away. That was a good option there. They're cooperating here on the stream, finding out how we can find some good power. So let's go find a max legendary, because that's 11 BCX, so that would be 11,000 power. So that's pretty close. We don't need golds. Yeah, we don't need gold. Those are regular. So let's do regular here. We'll take off. I mean, gold can stay checked. I mean, obviously those would be good deals too, but you're not probably looking for that much power. Okay, let's is gold out? I think it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it didn't check my legendary though. I swear it's not supposed to be this difficult. It's because I'm trying to get this video out last minute before I go to bed before the season ends. Okay, there we go. Right there. So there is legendary level 4. And we'll see how many of these are even out there. Okay, so here's one for 50. You get 57 power per DEC. You can come there and there's a couple options. Go in and renting a legendary card. 55, 53. You can click on these and you can find out what's going on. Hey, there's one that I'm already renting one. So that's why that pops up. We're gonna get into that in just a second here, by the way. You're managing your existing rentals is another thing. But yeah, this is, I think you guys get the picture. This is a great way to go in and sort by the best deals for power. And you can kind of just determine how much you want, what types of power you want to search for, and filter it out, go sort by it, and then go buy it. Or go rent it, I guess we should say. Go rent it. And it's that easy. And you can find other rentals as well, do other searches here and sort by prices, and you can come look at yearly returns if you want to buy cards to rent out. You can kind of go look and see at what cards you're renting for. There's a bunch of good information here. But once you've got your cards rented, there's another thing. Now, if you're just renting power for the end of the season, you're just doing it for a day, you probably don't care too much about it. But everybody else who's renting cards more long-term can come here and adjust their prices or see how their prices compare to what's on the market. So we're gonna go down here. We're gonna look at it from both ends. We'll look at it as somebody who is renting cards. So I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna click on, I'm on my cards, by the way. My cards up here at the top. So I'm gonna come down to own no, because I wanna look at the cards that I'm currently renting and see if maybe I can get a better deal or maybe I need to extend them. Delegated, yes, they've been delegated to me. And for rent, yes. Actually, the delegated might kind of be redundant, but. So we're gonna come up here and then we're gonna click on this button here that says compare your rentals. You see it right here up top next to the bulk button? Compare your rentals. We're gonna hit that. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring up a screen that I can't see because I need to expand my window. Of course it's not going to cooperate with the video. Okay, so I'm going to expand my window here and we're going to see what it looks like. See what you guys can see. Okay, I think so. It's cut off a lot, but I think of course it's cut off the important parts as well. So let's kind of minimize this down. Can we move this over live? I think we can. We'll just kind of slide this over here. This is not what I intended to do for the video, but there you go. You can see that. A little rough, but we'll get through this. Okay, and now you can see this percent change over on the far right-hand side. I'm sorry, this isn't the highest quality video, but I do want to get this out quickly. Percent change on the right side. You're going to sort by that. And what we're going to look at is basically looking at if there's any cards that I am paying too much for. And right now it's end of season, so I'm not paying too much for basically anything. I have no red right there. We might see that on the other side. So if you would see some red here, so these are all positive, right? But if you would see some red, it'd basically be saying that there is a cheaper deal out there. So depending on how much that is, now if it's just a little bit, it's probably not worth canceling your rental because you don't know what's going to be out there by the time your rental's up unless you want to actually overlap. But if it's significant, if you're paying 50% more than what's out there, go cancel your rental and redo it for another day. So you would just kind of select it over here on the left, which I think is cut off, but it's pretty obvious. There's the same way we selected it before, and you'll go up to the drop down menu, and I got a glance here, see what you guys can kind of see that. Click this rent button, and there's a stop renting, so you can stop renting that. So we'll clear that here. But so what we'll do is we can also then sort it, and look, you can see if there's there's some I'm getting great deals on, again, because it's end of season. Look at that, 98.33%. For 1 DEC, I am renting Venari Seedsmith, who's now up there for $2.99. That's a rental that might get canceled on me, we'll see. But those are good if you are renting cards. So it's basically you're looking for red if you are the one renting the cards to see what you're overpaying for. A great resource there, great resource. And then, if you are on the other side, if you were renting them out, you'll come over and instead of where it said owned, where we checked no before, you're gonna check yes this time. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. So we're gonna give that a second to load. We're gonna come back up and hit this compare your rental buttons that you can barely see now up in the corner. Compare your rental buttons. Same thing we hit before. It's going to load everything. And I bet this time we see some red because I didn't cancel all my rentals. Let's go find out. Let's go see. So yeah, here you can see some red. So again, I am renting out. We've got so I guess for me it's the opposite. I like the red. I like the red. So Mitica, I'm renting out for 8 DC a day. You can actually go on the market and buy it for 1. So, but you can see what the red means. So if you were the one renting it, you'd want to go cancel that. Cancel that card. And now this one's only got 15.8 hours on it, so it's basically been canceled anyways. But you can go cancel that card and go rent something else. By the way, if a card has been canceled, you will see, of course, do we have a single button here? We'll go look at it on mine back again here in a second. There's a button that shows if somebody's already canceled it, and it's just waiting to expire. But now, as an owner, we can come here and we can look at these buttons here. So this Darkest Mage, this is one I should have canceled. They rented it for a while. I just was too lazy to go in and cancel it. They're renting it out for 0.013 DEC per day. People were paying for it. I shouldn't say people were paying, but the lowest listed on the market is almost 15. They're getting a steal there. That's one I should probably cancel. Now it's too late. That price is elevated because of end of season. So I'll wait, and if it's still like, okay, after end of season, if people are still paying 4 or 5 DEC for that, I'll go in and cancel it and redo it, so I can get fair value for my cards. And you can see that again, there's a bunch here because I rented these out when they were a lot cheaper. And now, how did I come up with those numbers? That's something else we're gonna get to. How did I come up with those numbers when I was renting out my cards? I'll show you in just a second. There are a ton here that I'm not getting fair value on, but you'll notice they're all fairly cheap cards. I was too lazy to go in and change those, even though it's actually very easy, and we'll kind of show you how easy it is to do. So we showed you how to stop rentals, right? You come up here, and you just click this drop down and hit stop renting. So we could do that for that. And then when you're ready to re-rent it out, if you want to mass rent out cards, it's very simple. Go back to your cards. So now we're on owned, except. So we've got for rent, we're gonna go look at a couple things. We're gonna look at ones that are not delegated because we want to go set prices. And I'm gonna choose ones that are not for rent either. So you can sort them however you want, but this is a way that we can go find cards of mine that are eligible to be put up for rent. So I can find some and I can click on however many I want over here. So I can click on however many I want. I'm gonna go back to our normal screen size here. So you guys can see the full thing. Nope, that didn't work. That was butchered. Okay, let's fix that. All right, we're having fun. You get to see all the bloopers for Bulldog's videos here. Okay, so we can click on however many we want. We could select all. If you choose a certain filter, you could go to select all. You could choose ones that are not on cooldown or whatever you want, but you can mass choose a bunch and come up here, and then you're gonna click. Of course, I must have did I choose one that was not eligible? Oh, there's some that are still up here from before that I highlighted before. So let's get those off of here. Let's just reset it here because I've got some things pre-selected from the last. Okay, so let's go back in and select a few of these. All right, and we're gonna go rent. So you choose rent, and now you can come down here and you can choose different options. If you're looking at renting it out for power at the end of the season, you can set a price that you want to rent so much power per DEC. You can, I want to make sure, is this showing up? Yeah, it is. Okay, it was kind of a drop-down window, so I want to make sure it was showing up. Okay, and then if you just want to set the lowest price on the market, there's this button here, set lowest market price. You just hit load, and now you've set the cheapest price on the market for whatever cards you want to rent. And just like that. You've easily set a reasonable price, what's most likely a reasonable price. Now sometimes, maybe it's a card that's so rare that there's the current lowest price on the market is not a reasonable price, so you just barely beating that lowest price is still not a reasonable price. But in general, that's going to work. And you can also come down here, price discovery tools, you can choose different ones and you can see the lowest few prices. In case maybe like, okay, what if the lowest price was currently 9, but somebody listed that really low because they were wanting to sell it, and the second highest price is 40. Maybe you don't want the lowest price, so maybe you want to go in there and manually change it, or maybe you kind of want to check into these and see exactly what's going on, see some more details. You can absolutely do that, and that's how you can list a bunch of stuff up for rent. So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll kind of select all the cars I want to rent, go in there, put load for lowest price, and I'm done. Just like that. Then every couple days, I'll go in, like we showed earlier, I'll check the prices on them. See if there's any that I'm renting out for too cheap, and I'll adjust the price. Then I'll also come down here, and I'll find the ones that I own that are not delegated, but are up for rent. And those are the cards that are up for rent, but nobody's rented yet. So what I'm gonna do is then I'm gonna go select them all. And then we're gonna come up here, and then where it's rent, I'm gonna select change price. Change price, and then I'm going to go in here. You can see I just listed these not too long ago. But then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hit load, and it's going to reset to the lowest price again. It could raise the price if you had it listed for well, I don't know how it would actually do that if you had the listed price. Nope, right here, because we can see it just keeps my lowest one. Oh, here's one that raised. It raised. It says I was listing it for too cheap versus the other lowest listed price. So then I can do that, and then I'll just hit confirm. And I don't think I'm on a browser where I don't quite have my active key in there, so I'm not gonna click that on the moment, but that's how you do it. Just like that, and you can go adjust your prices. So it works very, very well. And then that's pretty much it. That's how I handle rentals, and that's a great way to go through Peakmonsters and look at everything. So the one thing that I did kind of leave out earlier, because it wasn't on the screen I was looking for, let's go to cards that I am renting. The ones I do not own. I want to show you what it looks like when a rental has been canceled. Because of course, my example didn't cooperate earlier. So let's go to one where, see if anybody's canceled any of my rentals. There would be an exclamation point next to the number of days if it was canceled. Of course, I currently have no rentals canceled on either side, or I missed it if it was, so I'm sorry I don't have an example there. If it was canceled, if one party or another had canceled it, it would have an exclamation point next to it, just showing that had been canceled. So it wasn't going to expire. It is going to expire once that time runs out, but that way you know why it was reset there. So hopefully that makes a bunch of sense, and will make it a lot easier for you guys to go in and rent cards, to rent out cards, just to manage any of your rentals. And it's a great tool, and Peakmonsters is just absolutely amazing. This is on peakmonsters.com, and I'll put the link down below, but it's pretty simple. Most of you are familiar with it. Most of you have been there for various forms, but a lot of you haven't actually done renting through Peakmonsters, and it's very easy, works very, very well. So I know this is the least elegant video that I have ever done, but it's getting late. I've got to get up in the morning for our end of season stream. We're throwing an end of season party, and I'm not going to do any battles because I just hit Champion 2 and I'm barely in there, and I do not want to drop any rank. So for the first 30 minutes, we'll just be doing like challenges, talking about the game, what's going on, seeing if we can sit there, and if the server crashes. So maybe we'll be taking bets on whether the server crashes at season end or not. And then we'll go in, open up some rewards, and maybe we can get in and buy some new reward cards. Put some bids in, see what we can do, see if we can pick up some new reward cards as the market starts, as everybody starts listing theirs on the market. So maybe we could use this Peakmonsters bid system to go in and pick up some cheap reward cards. We'll see. That's my plan. I'll see you guys. That'll be on Twitch, 9:30 Eastern time tomorrow, 30 minutes before the end of the season. So I hope to see you guys there. Thanks a lot.